Hello! Today we are going to continue our talk on probability. How can we describe a probability with a percentage? How are you doing today? Okay, let's look at this group of people. So consider a team of baseball players. 9 of them are wearing gray and 1 is wearing blue. What fraction of people are wearing blue? So the correct way to represent this would be to put the number of people wearing blue on the top, which is just 1, and then the total number of people on the bottom. Now you might think that that total is 9, but in actuality, if you were to add the 9 that are wearing gray and the 1 that's wearing blue, you would get 10 people in total. So that is how you would write this. You would put the number of things you're talking about and the total in the bottom. Let's look at a spinner. Let's say you are playing a board game with the spinner. What fraction of the slices are red? So what we want to do is count up the number of red. So how many red slices do you see? That would be 3. And it's 3 out of the total. How many slices are there in the spinner in total? There are 10. So we could write this as 3 out of 10, or if we put this in a fraction, that replaces the words. Let's say we wanted to change this into a decimal. How can we change 3/10 into a decimal? What mathematical operation can we use? We would need to divide. We would do 3 divided by 10, which is 0.3 or 0.3. Let's try this with the blue slices. What fraction of the slices are blue? That's 2 out of 10. Now let's use division. If we do 2 divided by 10, what is this fraction as a decimal? That would be 0.2. Let's try this with yellow. What fraction of the slices are yellow? 4 out of 10. What is 4 out of 10 or 4/10 as a decimal? That's 0.4 because 4 divided by 10 is 0.4. Let's say we wanted to describe 4/10 or 0.4 as a percent. Here's a little trick that you can use. I call this DOOP. It stands for decimal over percent. So what you do is you take whatever number you want to convert either to a decimal or a percent, and you ask yourself, am I starting as a decimal or a percent? In this case, I don't see a percent sign with this number, so we are starting as a decimal. So we locate our decimal point, and using the word DOOP, we figure out how many places to move our decimal, which is 2, and in which direction. So I am moving 2 places to the right from decimal to percent. So I take my little decimal point, go 1, 2, and I put it there. Now I no longer need this 0 or this decimal point, and what can I fill into my empty loop, do you think? If you have any empty loops when you're converting, you just put a 0. So I've changed 0.4 into 40%, and I just put a percent sign. I can make that look nice. 40%. So all of these 3 numbers are the same. 4/10, 0.4, 40%. They're all equivalent. They're just in different states, kind of like, water, liquid, gas. Different states of matter. These are different states of numbers. Let's see if we can complete this table below. Let's start with red. So red is 3/10 of the spinner, which is 0.3. What is 0.3 as a percent? Well, you could maybe follow the logic here. If 0.4 is 40%, 0.3 would be 30%. What is 0.2 as a percent? would be 20%. And what's 0.1 as a percent? That would be 10%. Okay, let's look at a table. If there are 180 students in 9th grade, what percentage of the 9th grade students belong to more than one club? In this case, they already give you the total. They said there are 180 students total. Now, there's a bunch of information in this table. If they only care about the students in 9th grade, what can we eliminate from this table that we don't need? If we only care about 9th grade, we don't need anything about 10th, 11th, or 12th. Now they're asking about the 9th graders that are in more than one club. So looking at the number of clubs people can be in, how many students are in more than one club? Well, here's how you figure this out. This happens twice, 33 and 12. One club is not more than one. So I'm going to add these up. 33 plus 12, we get 45. And I put 45 up here. Now, in order to get my percentage, since that's what they want, we're just going to do 45 divided by 180, which is 0.25. Now I can use dupe, decimal over percent, move my decimal point twice to the right. What is 0.25 as a percent? Well, that would be 25%. What percentage of girls live in New York City? So there's some extra information here that I don't need. I'm talking about the girls in New York City. So I don't really care about anyone who's not a girl, so that means I can get rid of the boys. Now I need to find a total here. You can probably find your total in the first word in these word problems, so I need the total number of girls. How can I figure that out? I'm going to add. So I will add 71 plus 92 and 88, and what do we get? Well, just have to grab your calculator. 71 plus 92 plus 88, 251. Now I need the number of girls in New York City, which is 88. So now I'm going to divide. What is 88 divided by 251? We get 0.35059, something like that. And let's find our percent to the nearest tenth. Here's how you do that. Dupe, decimal over percent. Move your decimal point twice to the right. So we will get 35 points, and that 0 there is next to a 5, so I bumped that up to a 1 because those are the rules for rounding. Here's another question, multiple choice. What percentage of college students prefer classic rock? Now, if I only care about the college students, what information in this table can I eliminate? I don't need middle or high school students. For my fraction, I need a total. What's the total number of college students? When I add these up, 16 plus 20 plus 14, I get 50. What goes in the top of my fraction if I care about the percentage of college students who prefer classic rock? That would be 14. Now, if I want to convert this to a percent, I have to go through division. I can't just say, oh, 14, that's in my numerator, that's my answer. 14 would not be correct because it's 14 out of 50. 14 divided by 50 is 0.28. Oops, 28. What is 0.28 as a percent? Well, that would be choice 2, 28%. What percent of the 21 to 40 age group was for the candidate. I'm looking for the total of the 21 to 40 age group. What information in the table can I get rid of that I don't need? Anyone who's not in that age group. What is the total number of people who are in the 21 to 40 age group? I'm just going to add these up. 30 plus 12 plus 8. Again, I get 50. I want to know what percent of that group was for the candidate. So how many people are for the candidate? That is 30. And what would be the percent if it's 30 over 50? Well, we do 30 divided by 50. And you can put that in the calculator. You get 0.6 or 0.60. They're the same thing. And using dupe, decimal over percent, I'm going 2 places to the right. So that is 60%. Choice 4. Of the people who preferred burgers, approximately what percentage were female? I'll read that again. Of the people who preferred burgers, approximately what percentage are female? What information in this table can I eliminate? If we only care about the people who preferred burgers, I don't care about the pizza people. What number goes in the bottom of my fraction for my total? Well, you want to add up 42 plus 26. We get 68. What goes in the top of my fraction? 26, because I care about what percentage were female, and that's right here. What would be the percent of people, of females who prefer burgers? Well, to do that, we do 26 divided by 68. We get 0.38235. There's really only one choice that looks like that, but we can move our decimal point twice to the right. We get 38.235%, and that's choice 2. What percentage of the students chose soccer as their favorite sport? Now this one's a little tricky because they're asking what percentage of the students. They didn't mention boys or girls, they just said all the students. So for my total, I need the total number of all the students. So go ahead and add all 6 of these up, and what total do you get? Well, if I add all these up, I get 250. Now, what type of number should go in the top of my fraction? The basketball, the soccer, the tennis, the boys, the girls? I'm focused on the soccer people. So 58 girls and 41 boys. Add those up, what do you get? That would be 99. What is 99 over 250 as a percent? 99 divided by 50, you get 0.396. Convert that to a percent, 39.6%. All right, I will stop